All right, so today we're going to look at a pretty fascinating document. It's a lesson plan that brings together faith, fractions, and, believe it or not, sixth grade math. It's a wild combination.
I mean, it really does sound like the setup to a joke, right? Moses, fractions, and sixth grade math, what do they have in common? Well, it's actually the core of a real lesson plan we're going to unpack. And that question is exactly what we're here to figure out as we pull apart this source material.
So let's just get right into it. Our whole goal here is to deconstruct this thing piece by piece and really get a handle on what it's trying to teach and, the very curious way it goes about doing that.
Okay, first things first. Before you get into all the stories and the interesting stuff, we've got to understand the math behind it. So what's the actual rule at the heart of this whole lesson?
And here it is, the official objective straight from the source document itself. And you've got to pay attention to this key phrase right here, without actually computing. I mean, that's everything. That's the main instruction, the whole point of the exercise.
So the whole trick is figuring this out without grabbing a calculator. And the logic? It's actually super simple. Step 1, find the fraction. Step 2, just look at it. Is the number on top bigger than the number on the bottom? If it is, boom, you know the original number is going to get bigger. That's it. No complicated math needed. All right, so we've got the rule down. Now let's see how they actually put it into practice. And this is where things get really, really interesting, because the lesson starts using stories from the Bible to explain this pretty simple math idea.
And first up to demonstrate this rule, we've got Moses.
Okay, so the problem is this. Moses has 40 years in the wilderness. If you multiply that by 5/4, will the number go up? So we follow the rule. We just look at the fraction, 5/4. Is 5 bigger than 4? Yep, so the answer is increase. It's simple, it's direct, and this is the important part. We didn't have to do any math. So far, so good. The lesson is doing exactly what it said it would.
All right, example number 2. Now we're talking about Joshua, and you'll see it follows the exact same pattern.
So, for Joshua, it's 10 cities multiplied by 7/6. We use the same logic, right? 7 is bigger than 6, so the answer has to be increase. Again, no surprises. The lesson is being perfectly consistent.
And they really hammer the point home with one final example. This time, it's the prophet Elijah.
You guessed it. Same deal here. Elijah, 30 days, a fraction of 9/8. 9 is bigger than 8, so it's an increase. Okay, so at this point, everything seems super straightforward, right? The goal is clear, the examples all follow the rule, it's all making perfect sense.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? Just when you think it's all figured out, the lesson throws a major curveball. We're heading into the homework section now, and this is where things get complicated.
So let's just take a step back for a second. Remember the main rule from the very beginning? The whole point was not to do the math, right? It was just about understanding the concept. We're all on the same page there.
And this is where the puzzle really shows up. Look at this table. On the left, you've got the homework problems. In the middle column, you have the answer based on the rule we learned. Increased. Simple. But then, look at that column all the way on the right. Those are the answers from the official answer key for the lesson. And what do you see? The exact computed values, down to the decimal point.
So this is the big question, isn't it? Why? Why would you create a whole lesson based on not calculating and then turn around and give the exact calculations in the answer key? It feels like it completely goes against its own main point.
Well, there's one last piece of this puzzle we need to look at. Right at the very end of the lesson plan, there's this final thought, a little coda. And maybe, just maybe, this is the key to what's really going on.
And here it is. The lesson ends with this specific Bible verse, Matthew 6:33. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. It's about seeking a higher purpose first, and then all these things, maybe the small details, the actual numbers, they'll come later.
Which leaves us with this final big question. What was this lesson really about? Was it just about teaching a simple math rule, or was the math just a way to teach a much deeper lesson about faith? Maybe that contradiction in the homework, maybe it wasn't a mistake at all. Maybe it was the whole point. A way of saying, hey, understand the big picture first, and all the little details, the exact answers, they'll fall into place. So what do you think? What was the real lesson here?